Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more Marvel Snap content. Now, Polaris. Been testing her out with Fantomex because Fantomex is like my favorite deck in the game, though it's been struggling a lot this season, so it's a little rough around the edges. But I've been experimenting with Polaris with Fantomex, and there's something there that isn't too bad that has nothing to do with, actually, it has nothing to do with Fantomex, actually. It has something to do with another card, which I'll talk about in a second. But Polaris might have a home in Fantomex if the pieces that I can't figure out are figured out. So, Polaris. Objective. Cards in play are afflicted with -5 power. Put a card from your hand here. With Fantomex, you're guaranteed to do this as long as you're able to do one of two things. Activate Marrow or activate Fantomex when he's got a full field of front rows, right? Now, the thing that is interesting is that this unit right here works really well with another unit in the deck, which is Morgan Le Fay. And let me explain why. The issue with Fantomex decks when it comes to doing the thing is usually your hand is pretty empty. In normal circumstances, when things are going well, you don't really have anything in your hand that would be value for Polaris to pull. However, on turn 5, if you go Polaris when she's fully procced and ready to go, with the Morgan Le Fay, something interesting happens. You reload your hand and the things that you bring back are 3 power stronger. And why this is important is because once you do the conditions for Fantomex, you can take things out of your graveyard and out of your discard pile and put them back in your hand. Like, as long as you've already hit the condition, he can still activate. As long as both of those are done, you can still activate him. Even with them replacing out of your graveyard or getting taken out of your graveyard and your discard pile, you can still activate him. So, why does this matter? Because it matters. No. Because that means you're able to replay things on turn 6, on turn 7 if you're running a Magik that are slightly stronger, and you get to play something for free because of Polaris. And the reason why this is so nice is because you don't have to pay for their cost to do this. Polaris plus Morgan Le Fay, as long as the condition is met, will give you that free card on that spot, right? So it could be literally the last turn of the game. You can just be like, okay, Polaris, Morgan Le Fay, whatever I bring out, hopefully it has value. If it's Gambit, perfect. If it's whatever, as long as it's sizable, even if it's like a silver sable and she's only activated like twice or once, that still has value because you're gonna get more power off top of it, right? So even if it's Black Cat, that's a 1/7 Black Cat. So there's something there. Polaris can pull a Black Cat, she can pull a Silver Sable, she can pull a Gambit back if you use your Gambit already. Like there is something in that weird synergy that gives you the additional chance to win the game. It gives it a little extra power curve and a little extra spike to potentially win the game in that location, right? Now, the issues that I'm having with this is that the deck is so condensed when it's space. You are limited on space of Fantomex because you have to meet its conditions. I like Nico. I like Venom. I like Deathstrike. I like having at least 3 ways to destroy. But I also like having at least 2 ways to discard. I lean back on the discard a little bit because it's like, once again, we're lacking space to really add more, which really is unfortunate. But you can only do so much of Fantomex without, ruining your deck. Which is why Morgan Le Fay is so nice, because she can bring back things. She can bring back things as long as you don't discard her in accident. So there's something here. I'm just not sure what I'm missing. Also, I would like Lady Deathstrike in this deck to counter out Luke Cage. That's why she's here. They play Luke Cage, Deathstrike that crap. Get it out of there. So here's what I'm thinking. At the moment, this is what I'm thinking. I don't know if this is like the correct thing to do. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But here's kind of the direction I'm kind of pushing myself towards when it comes to Polaris. Silver Sable, Nico, Black Cat, Wild Child, Polaris, Marrow, Magik, Gambit, Venom, Morgan Le Fay, Fantomex, Deathstrike. Now, this is a weird deck because, one, you're not going to be winning by size. Most of the time, you're winning by affliction count and being able to proc Gambits. I removed the Misery out of the deck because what Misery is doing, you're going to be doing anyway. Well, kind of. The Misery plus Silver Sable like combo would be better than the Polaris Silver Sable combo, because with Misery, you get the extra application of Silver Sable reapplying her on reveal, giving her that 2 extra stack. So you are technically at the end, you are losing like a little bit of power. It's 2 off the enemy on the top of their deck and 2 on Silver Sable. So there's a little power to be dipped there. But the return is you get to pull something out with Polaris for free on that turn 5 if you play Morgan Le Fay, and Polaris if you hit all conditions, which ideally you do, which is not too bad. You play Marrow on turn 2, you Venom it on turn 3, conditions met. You have a turn 5 opener now, which is Polaris, Morgan Le Fay. You just need to play Fantomex on turn 4. And as long as the things are in your graveyard and ready to go, and things are already discarded, and he's activated, and he doesn't have to be like literally activated, but as long as his conditions are met and they're both good to go, you're good to go. So there's something here. I'm just kind of struggling, like, what do you do? What do you cut? What do you have to do to make this work more efficiently? Because like the issue is, if you cut Magik, you may not pull Fantomex, though there's always that chance you don't do that anyway. Because like, once again, you only hit 1 chance drawing 2 cards with Nico if you're lucky, and if Fantomex is on the bottom of your deck, it just does not matter. You're gonna have to fold or retreat. So this deck isn't perfect. Unfortunately, it's just not perfect. I do think Polaris gives us a cool tech option, but I'm not sure if it's like the way you want to go with it. I don't think it's the way I personally want to go with it. Like, I do see the vision with the different synergies with Morgan Le Fay and Polaris and the possibilities that it could bring. But the issue is the deck is super tight on space. Super tight on space. And while she's a nice 2-drop, we're going to have 3 of them, which isn't too bad, honestly, because you don't really drop her on 2 anyway. You drop her on 5. In this deck, you want to drop her on 5 with Morgan Le Fay. That way your turn 6 is your payoff turn. As long as Fantomex is on the field on the board by 4, right? As long as he's on the board for 4, by 4, it's good. That being said, hypothetically speaking, Polaris could pull Fantomex onto that board on turn 5 and save your turn 6. If you're lucky, it could happen. It hasn't happened to me yet, but it doesn't mean it can't happen. It could definitely happen. You could Polaris Fantomex onto the field if you're lucky, if that is your plan. It's just not consistent. So you don't want to rely on it. You want to rely on Polaris Morgan Freeman to give you an extra playable card that might turn the odds. For example, Silver Sable is a good one to pull out of the grave. Morgan Le Fay, Venom, Marrow, you reapply the 7 negative affliction, and then also get a bigger Venom. It's just like there's a whole roster of tech there that you could try to experiment with, but the deck is tight, so you really got to pick and choose like what you want to abandon. Do you lose your extra turn and just play the 6 turns and pray that you can get everything together before then, or do you want to play it for that turn 7 and maybe just scrap the Wild Child, because while he's nice, you could go bigger. You could go bigger with a Polaris. You could scrap Wild Child and play an Ajax. You could scrap Wild Child and play a Scorpion, like the Brand New Day Scorpion. That is definitely something to consider. I think Wild Child is an easy cut here, because Silver Sable is bringing more value when it comes to the Scorpion combination, right? Because she's going to be afflicting things already, or technically stealing things to make them smaller. So that would mean Scorpion just has more value with Silver Sable than he would have Wild Child, right? So you could go like this. You could. And then you just hope Polaris pulls your Scorpion every single time, if you can plan for it. Which, if you're not using Morgan Le Fay to bring back your field, then you could definitely do that. Or if you have turn 7, you could do all this turn 5, do your thing turn 6, and play this on your last turn, which is turn 7, along with whatever else you have in your hand that may want to be played, right? So it gives you options. That extra turn really does give you that extra little bit of time to really plan out what your play is. Even if it benefits your opponent to have 1 extra turn, it benefits you too. So there's something here. I'm just still trying to piece it together. So thanks for watching. Go ahead and enjoy these games, and let me know in the comments below what you think would be a good addition to this deck that I'm missing, that Polaris may like really like to pull, but also Fantomex would also benefit from. Let me know in the comments below.
Snapped. Oh, snap. Wakanda forever! Are ye worthy? Wakanda forever! Victory! Snap!
Gotta run, hun.
Clear for takeoff. I am Iron Man.
Victory.
Gotta run, hun.
What a game! Enough said, Bub. What a game!
Eyes of the throne.
What a game! I definitely need to change my underwear.